Howdy, gang. Who wants to recap last week for inspiration?
I'll give it a shot. Um, we where do these notes start? Uh, the majority of the session was spent um, doing some research and interviewing various students and professors about odd goings on. Um, let's see. Uh, One of the students, the necromancy student, was talking about these like cleaning servitors that one night just stopped what they were doing and all went down to the lower library. Um, there was Figgery Figgins, another student who witnessed um, something that we later learned was called a cobble fright, and it fucked him up pretty good. So we uh, I think we basically like shamed him into going to the infirmary and having remove curse uh, done on him. Like heart was in the right place, but I don't know that execution showed a lot of empathy. Um,
That's kind of Gladys's way, for the
yeah,
most part.
yeah, it's like that's dumb. Go do this.
I have a knife.
Right. I'll
Nail.
throw
A
nails at
nail.
you.
A nail.
Right. Oh, the uh, divination professor just what was it? It was had this prophecy that he couldn't trust somebody. Somebody was untrustworthy. My notes are a little bit of a mess, but something along those lines. Um, Professor Nightseed, the dean of necromancy, is the one who informed us that this thing that Figgery saw was called a cobblefrite, and that was a creature that was made of a patchwork of components from other creatures. Um, she also identified that the scrap of paper that we found was for something called the Grasp of Shadows, which makes sense given what happened um, in in the library. We uh, found she had a book uh, that was. Oh, I have it somewhere. Um,
Ex
what's the name of that
Corvus
thing? Yeah, that's the
Necronomicon.
one. Yeah, the Necronomicon Ex Corvus,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, which, uh, upon our attempt to try and take it, she got very upset because A, it's not supposed to be out and about, and B, she had no idea how or why it was in her office. We managed to get her to agree to take us down into the forbidden parts of the library so that we could return the book, as well as do some investigation down there in the lab, which I don't recall what, if anything, that turned up. But later that evening, we were sent a message to uh, meet in sort of the arboretum, I think. And we went up there and, of course, got attacked by some bony things and then jumped out a window to find to follow our main assailant, whom I believe uh, with a sleep spell. Was it sleep or was it
It was sleep. Yeah.
hideous laughter? I can't remember.
It's
Okay,
sleep.
so
Yeah.
it was sleep. Uh, Knocked him out, and Serena cast Featherfall on them after we knocked them out. So now we are coasting down to the ground, prepared to deal handily with whomever this miscreant is. And I
Yes,
think that's
yes.
it.
Yes, so it is the middle of the night. You are on the grounds of the avium with a sleeping body nearby of a corvum in dark robes. Their hood had been up, but the wind has since removed it. There is white crests at their brow, but otherwise no particularly distinct features. He is sleeping soundly. What would you like to do?
Tie that motherfucker up. So that is what Gladys is doing, tying him up. I think I'll go with Gladys's favorite, the hog tie. And then let me just make sure. Yes. So yeah, and then after he's all hog-tied, little slappy, slappy, wakey, wakey. Ah, you made it.
He looks around, very disoriented, and then immediately begins struggling against his bonds.
I'm pretty good at tying those ropes. I'm even better at throwing these nails. And I'll throw one into the ground near his head. You gonna calm down?
What do you want?
Why don't we start with your name?
Who are you?
I believe we're the ones that have you tied up. You're the one that tried to kill us a few minutes ago, so why don't we get that name?
I'm Dr. Ebenhart.
Oddwald Ebenhart?
The same?
Well. My name is Serena. We are trying to understand why you are trying to kill us.
And I'm trying to understand why you have been digging around in the library for so many days. What you're looking for.
In case you haven't heard, there's a giant fire monster rampaging through the forest.
I am adequately aware.
And that doesn't make it obvious why we would be traipsing around through the library. What do you? You don't even work here anymore, from what I hear. So I'm not even sure why it's your concern.
Because I know how to destroy the aspect.
Okay, well, that's good to know, but if we're trying to fight the aspect and you know how to destroy it, why are you trying to kill us instead of working with us?
Because you are certainly going to go about it wrong.
Well, yeah, just tell us how to do it then.
If I were to tell you how to do that, you would be arrested, at least.
I look around. Yeah, no Perch Guard can read thoughts. I think it's safe in our heads.
Oh, really? And that is why I have lost my position and have had to remain in hiding for the past few months,
All right, then we'll be outlaws. We save the world anyways. Come on, out with it.
We are here, well, they are here with dispensation from the Bird Council in Aldahar.
Yes, and the very same would be the ones who would question the motivations of my particular actions and the direct manner by which I have approached this situation.
I'm sorry, what manner is that exactly?
That the creature that is devouring the forest, that so few people have seen and so few people know about, is something that I released.
You what?
I'm sorry, you did what now?
I broke the seal so that it could surface, so that it could be killed.
Let me guess, you are the one who did that with the aspect of ice too, right?
No, that was far longer ago than any of us have been alive.
Okay, but I suppose that raises the question, if your plan was to release it and then defeat it, why is it still rampaging through the forest?
Because I was removed from my offices and I lost all of my funding and my equipment and my research.
So,
Everything that I had in order to continue this practice has been taken.
So you didn't bother to share your plans with anyone before you started to implement them.
Because they are abominable.
Well, I'm not saying they are or they aren't, right? I'm just trying to get the sequence of events straight in my head here. You came up with this plan, right? The first part of the plan was releasing this aspect, right? And you were releasing it so you could kill it. But you didn't inform anybody else about this because, as you say, the plans are abominable, right? And due, I would imagine, in part because you didn't fill anybody else in. When they discovered whatever elements they discovered of what you were doing, right, they agreed that it was abominable and that you could no longer work here at the Avium. Does that sound about right?
Approximately, yes.
Hmm.
And also, if you lost your research and your funding and all that stuff, that just seems like you're working to find a solution, not that you had one on hand.
I have one!
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Then your equipment and maybe funding for components might be the only thing that's stopping you. What stopped you?
Equipment and funding. I needed equipment. I've acquired my equipment. I have what I need. I have it. It is done. I've created the solution to the problem. A
And where
creature
would
that will
that be?
drain the life force of the aspect, kill it on its own just by being in its mere presence. It just needs to be released and brought to the Scorched Grove.
Why didn't you bring that creature to the grove then before you released the aspect? That thing is rampaging. People have died.
Because the thing I have made is an abomination.
Okay. So you made this thing. It's an abomination. You want to release it because just being in its presence is going to kill this aspect. Right? That's all well and good. What then do we do with this free roaming abomination?
Well, that is easier killed than a creature of pure elemental fire and earth. Or disassembled. What have you?
Is this abomination that you're talking about? Is it one of these cobble frights?
There's a bit of a tremble in his feathers, and he says, "As it happens."
Okay. Well, here's what I propose. Why don't we take our friend Dr. Ebonheart here and meet up with Professor Nightseed and Dean Winsworth and see if we can't all get on the same page. Nobody wants this, the Scorched Grove to be consumed by this fiery aspect, right? And if it turns out, right, that A, we're all pulling in the same direction, right? And B, well, the aspect's already been released, and it sounds like the Cobble Fright has already been released as well. And we just gotta get the Cobble Fright out to the location of the aspect. Well, then there's not a lot of room for argument anymore. I mean, people might not have agreed with your plan, Dr. Ebonheart, but it seems you've executed like 80% of it anyway. So there's not a lot to be done. Wisteria, Serena, how do you feel about this?
And exactly how sure are you that this thing will defeat the aspect and the aspect won't just burn it up?
All I know is that the aspect itself is capable of regenerating its own form without some force preventing so, and the Cobble Fright is exactly the sort of creature that is capable of preventing such.
Oh, Dr. Ebonheart, there's a whole lot of if coming off of your plan here.
Secondarily, I'd like to just say, at first you said it would drain its energy. Now you're saying it will keep it from reconstituting. I don't know which one it is, and I don't really trust you.
The energy that creates life is a force that exists in the rhythm in all aspects, whether they be spiritual aspects or elemental aspects, whatever have you. The Cobble Fright stops the flow of those energies.
Yeah, see, that makes sense with what you just said. What you pitched it as being the first time was it would drain it of that flow. I understand the rhythm. Anyways, that makes things a little bit easier to do because I was sort of under the impression that this thing just sort of drained life force from whatever it was in the presence of. And, you know, that's not good to move or be around. But since it doesn't do that actively, apparently, she like makes evil eyes at Oddwald. It shouldn't be that hard to move. So yeah, I'm sure convincing someone to be on board with this plan won't be that hard. Or I mean, we could just do it ourselves.
Yes. If we bring this to anyone else, it will certainly be dismantled, the Cobble Fright and the execution of the plan. I will at best be put in prison, and anyone who is capable of creating such an amalgamation certainly doesn't have the gall to do it. Nightseed.
Hey, what do you know of the Necronomicon Ex Corvus?
Much.
Do you know how it got into Professor Nightseed's office?
I do.
Could you mind sharing that with us?
You were already getting very close to uncovering some things that I knew if you had learned, then there would be a lot of trouble for myself. Putting Nightseed under inspection, was the best way to give myself some time. But unfortunately, you all figured your way past that, and thus here we are.
Yeah, I feel like your sharing of plans is, or lack thereof, is the reason why most of them go down this way. You really gotta start talking to someone, dude.
Necromancy is a dark art. Nobody wants to hear about it, let alone know that anyone around them is practitioner.
No,
All right, but
no,
that still didn't justify someone in the shadows to try to kill us.
no book.
We've been here trying to find a way to stop this thing. A plan that you've had for apparently for some time. And instead of maybe, I don't know, talking to us or something, you tried to kill us.
Yeah, that too. You could have just asked, and we would have probably been down for this. We're flexible and understand greater good. I mean, at least I am. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, you need to learn to use your words, big boy.
Having been the one who broke the seal on the aspect, I didn't expect to be granted such accommodation. There has been a lot of things that have been done on the way to the execution of this plan that are questionable at best. You can understand my hesitation to trust anyone, much less a few strangers who have wandered off of the road and found themselves in the avium and have been poking around in my business.
Yeah,
I don't
two
mean
things.
to. Go ahead, Mysteria.
It's everyone's business. I think anyone who thinks it's just theirs or someone else's is stupid. Also, you're telling me that you broke the seal and just left this thing at home? You know, the thing that would defeat it?
I wasn't sure that either part was going to work. Creating a cobble fright was going to be much simpler. Once the seal was broken, I knew what I was working with, and whether or not I would be able to obstruct the flow of energy, as the cobble fright can do. It had to be observed in order to learn how to destroy it.
Okay, but the moment you released it, it became more than just your problem. You do see that, right?
I'm
You do-
aware.
Okay. Just a minute ago you said poking around in your problem. You created a problem for everybody.
Yes.
Is there a specific reason that I mean, I know the grove was dangerous to begin with. Is there a reason that this aspect had to be destroyed? Would it have woken up on its own? Or
was
is it
only-
a problem now because you woke it up?
It was only a matter of time before the seal finally cracked. I just accelerated it so that it could be handled while we had the convenience of modern science.
And even though this seal was gonna eventually break on its own, you just didn't feel the need to tell anybody. Try to do all this yourself. You see why we have a problem with the way things have gone down.
Yeah, also, your reasoning is it would be better with the privileges of modern science, but it would have cracked in the future. You accelerated it. We could have made breakthroughs before this thing came out. But no.
Or at the very least, it would have given you time to impress upon the folks here and maybe even the council of the need for your cobble fry.
You look me in the eye and you tell me that a bird council would see a Corvum necromancer and trust them at their word that the construction of a cobble fright would be necessary.
Look, Oddwald. Is it all right if I call you Oddwald?
I have been an educator, and I have spent many years being educated. I am a doctor.
Sure thing, Oddwald. Look. For an individual in your position, you're coming off awfully arrogant. You see, from our position, right, it appears that almost any way this shakes out, you're in deep trouble. You let this aspect out of its chains, and now it's destroying everything in its path. You see, if I were you, I think I'd try little humility and contrition at this time. Certainly a lot more cooperation, right? And maybe, just maybe, you can convince people that you're actually part of the solution. Because as it stands right now, everything you're saying to us, and particularly the way you're saying it to us, just indicates that you're part of the problem and that you're continuing to be part of the problem. Now, is that what you are trying to do, Dr. Ebenhart?
He is still very ruffled and miffed, and grumbles. It does not appear as if he has exactly listened to what you have said.
Very well. Have it your way. If you're
So where? Sorry, go ahead.
well, if you're not going to cooperate with us, I don't see that we have any choice but to hand you over to Professor Nightseed and the Dean. Do you see any alternative?
I don't expect that you would have done any other thing to begin with.
Okay.
That's not
Okay.
answering the question.
Yeah, we're willing to solve a problem, but we need your cooperation to do so. But if you're not going to cooperate, we're going to put you over to people who will make you do so. Or at least rid danger.
Do you know where this Cobblefrat is now?
Of course.
And you can control it.
Yes.
And this thing will kill the aspect.
It will prevent it from being able to regain its strength.
But the aspect will still have to be killed.
Yes. Although a Cobblefright is still a substantial foe. Perhaps with time there could have been construction of another one. Or any of these servitors could have been used as well. An army could have been created so that no other bird folk, perch guard, or humble folk could have necessarily been in the way of the aspect.
And again, you released the aspect to build the Cobblefrat before any of that could get done because you needed to see the aspect to build the Cobblefrat. Do I understand you correctly?
That is correct.
So if we can look past you trying to kill us twice, at least, we obviously can't risk. We obviously, if this Cobblefrat of yours is the only thing that's going to keep this this aspect from reforming, we obviously can't risk it in the fight to begin with, because, well, we don't want the aspect burning it up, and then even if we beat the aspect, all it's going to do is come on back. Does that sound right?
Approximately. I mean, again, it would be convenient if I were able to have the resources and arcanic technology appropriate to construct a second one. Then at least we would know that even at its highest strength, it would be not an entirely inconvenience to be approximately close to the aspect.
You want to
And
you want to build the second cobble fray.
At least.
the the first one already harmed one of the students here in this school. So clearly you have not been keeping uh, a great eye on this cobble frat of yours. If one of the students here was hurt by it, but let's say for a minute that we are willing to entertain your idea. What exactly would you be needing to make another one?
Primarily corpses. At least 6.
Hmm.
And there's some incenses and metals that are used in the inscription of the bones. Everything else just requires time.
Hmm. But the one cobble frat you've already made, that that should be at least enough if it's destroyed to keep it from reforming.
Well, it must remain in its complete form in order to siphon energy. But yes, a single one should do it, given that it is protected.
And you think you can devise some way that not only can we keep this thing protected, but that it won't be attacking us while we're trying to deal with the aspect?
Between the Cobblefright and a small army of undead, if I am there and protected at the borders of the Scorched Grove, I can control it all.
Doctor, are you aware of whether or not they have teleportation magic available to people here at the Avium?
The Avium is the house of the singular teleportation circle in the entirety of Humblewood. But it is accessed only by faculty.
Well, it just so happens that I know somebody who the undead seem to respect a whole lot and like quite a bit. I'd certainly like to get her opinion on this whole thing.
Nightseed.
Oh no, she's currently running a shop in where is Susan right now?
She's in
Elderheart?
Elderheart, yeah.
Yeah. She's currently running a shop in Elderheart.
I should also specify that while the Avium has the teleportation circle, it's only to bring people to the Avium.
Right.
Yeah. But Ebonheart scoffs and says that he says, "Good. Nightseed is closed-minded."
Oh, you still think that we're going to undertake this effort without talking to Nightseed or the Dean? That we're just going to whisk you off and allow you to do whatever you want to do?
If you bring me to them, then the Cobblefright will not have any creature controlling it. And if you bring me to them, I should be arrested at least, and every particle of my work so far will be destroyed.
And so the crux of your plan, after attempting to kill us not once but twice, is that we should put all our faith in you because you alone know what you're doing.
He stares at you without blinking, scowling.
Scowl all you want. I'm not the one tied up in an area where I'm not supposed to be, in an educational institution that I've been thrown out of. So we can sit here and stare at each other till the sun comes up and we're discovered. Who do you think's going to be in trouble then?
I'm in no position to bargain. I am only telling you what I know. That if I am brought to the Dean, then everything will be taken. The Cobblefright will go berserk and have no master.
Exactly what is it that lets you control the Cobblefright then?
That I am the one who has inscribed on it. I have dedicated my life to this craft. I know how to control the undead.
Do you have notes on this subject?
I do not think that you would, in years even, be able to understand.
Oh, I have no doubt that I wouldn't. I can read a blueprint pretty well, but necromancy documents not really my forte. No. What I was thinking was if you have these notes and you hand them over to us, maybe we can get Nightseed to confirm what you're telling us so that we don't simply have to take your word for it.
And unfortunately, you're just going to have to take my word.
You do understand why that might be difficult for us, right?
I understand. Decision time, gang.
Well,
I know this will come as a huge shock to everybody. Fuck this fucking guy.
yeah, fuck this guy for real.
Like, no. I mean,
His plan is ludicrous to begin with.
Right. I mean, the plan's ludicrous. Like, in character, I can't imagine Gladys being like, oh, this guy who tried to kill us twice is saying he's the only thing that can save the universe. He won't tell us really how it's going to be done, right? Or allow us to confirm any of that information. Okay, sure thing. Like, that sounds like the way to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's not happening. Like, what I think Gladys would propose doing is what she proposed initially. Let's get Nightseed and Winstead together, right? Go over this whole thing, right? If after we describe everything that we've found out, right? If Nightseed and Winstead are like, man, this sucks, right? And there's going to be hell to pay, or Oddwald's going to have hell to pay afterwards right? But he's already done 80% of it anyway. Like, the easiest way to clean this up is to just follow through with it, right? And then we'll deal with Oddwald however we have to deal with him. If they say, like, okay, great, we'll do that, then great, we'll do that. If, on the other hand, they're like, wow, it's such an abomination that, we're stopping it in its tracks and he's going in the deepest, darkest hole we can find, right? Then, okay, well, at least we have the information that potentially, right, finding something that will prevent this aspect from healing itself is going to be critical in ending it.
We could take the information he's given us to Nightseed and to the Dean and present it as a hypothetical without bringing him. Just stash him somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would suggest, is like, instead of like being like, oh, hey, guess who we found and guess what they're saying, we could just be like, yeah, so we've been doing some thinking. What if, we do
Well,
this?
and that's why, right, that's why Gladys wanted Oddwald's notes, right? Because, like, if we've got his notes and we can present them, right, then at least, Nightseed has something to go off of other than us just hypothesizing. Right? And, it also lends more credence to our position, right? Of, oh, it's not just we were, doing some research and we dreamt this up on our own. It's, oh, no, we found Oddwald's notes, right? Even if it is something like, oh, somebody sent us a message to meet him in the middle of the night. We got to the museum there, right, and found these notes were all that was there, right? We understand a little bit of it. We think it says this. Can you guys make heads or tails of it, right?
Right.
In any event, I don't know at this point that you'd want to leave Gladys alone to guard Oswald, right? Or, quite frankly, that you'd want Gladys along with trying to explain this to Nightseed or Winstead. Like,
Gladys needs to go to timeout for a little bit.
yeah, I mean, there's a pretty good chance that in the former situation, she might practice some nail throwing, and in the latter situation, she might last 15 minutes before she's like, you know what? We got him in the basement. Why don't you guys just fucking deal with him?
I mean, Serena is happy to stay with Oddwald and keep him under wraps for the time being.
I'll also
hi,
remind
Tyler.
you that it's midnight.
True. Not like these guys are going anywhere. The Dean's going to be in the school somewhere.
All right, well. Yeah, I'm done listening to this guy. He's given us absolutely zero reason to trust him, which is stunning. I can't believe I trust him less now than I did when we first taught him and he tried to kill us twice, but somehow that happened. So, yeah, I say we get Nightseed and the Dean, right, and explain to them what's going on. And whether or not we want to explain that we've got old Oddwald here, or we just want to explain that we've got,
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pat him down really quick and see if he had, like, search him for an amulet or something.
Okay. He is not carrying an amulet. He only has the wand that has been kind of discarded since he was tied up.
then I'm gonna pocket the wand and say, "So, have you been sneaking around?"
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, wait, right, servitors, right? You controlled them. Let them-
No.
I mean, I would. Because I'm asking.
I have my own ways of getting around. This place is ancient, and many of its secrets have yet been entirely discovered. As you guys are working on this upsetting confrontation and interrogation, not far away, at a little duck pond, a good couple stones throws from you, there's certainly the attention caught by a student whose curiosity is piqued by the shouts and squabbling, and certainly from what appeared to have been people just dropping out of the sky some time ago. Tyler, would you describe your character?
Yeah. So you see a very, very small figure. Um, it's this little gerbine, a little tiny mouse folk. It's kind of hard to tell in the light, but his fur is kind of like a bluish gray color. And I don't know if y'all have met or seen very many gerbine, but this is a very small one, smaller than most of them. Um, he's wearing very simple clothes, and he's just kind of like sitting, cross-legged in front of the pond and just kind of watching the ducks go by. Uh, just kind of like moving his head around slowly, just just chilling.
The scene you have before you that has escalated to at least shouting on the part of what appears to be a Corvum who is now tied up is in fact what looks to be a professor uh, who is tied up and being talked over by two Vulpin and another Corvum. Uh,
Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. This is just like a frat prank or something.
Cool. I mean, I've never been in a frat before. Could I like, uh, hi.
Wisteria's like pounding her head. You're a girl, dumbass. What the fuck are you thinking?
Uh,
The party's like all girl. This is the weirdest frat prank. Oh Christ.
I spend a lot of time just kind of like at my dorm, so I haven't gotten very involved at all in like the class the like after school like class extracurricular stuff like that. So I mean, I guess this is okay. Well, I mean, as long as y'all are being safe,
Hey, that's great. What are you doing here at midnight?
Well, there's this little duck pond, and the ducks are really shy, and they don't like to like come out so much during the day, and like midnight to like 2 a.m. is like the best time to watch the ducks.
Okay, this guy's got to be fucking kidding me.
He is not.
Jesus Christ. All right. Okay. So, big fan of the ducks then.
Yeah. They just kind of like hang out and stuff. I'm sorry. Should I go? Like,
No, absolutely not. You should stay right here. And while you're staying right here, be real helpful if you could let us know if you recognize this character, and I will hold up Oddwald's head so our new friend can get a look at his face.
How long have you been at the Avium, Beckett?
probably like a couple of years.
Okay, then no, you do not know who this is, but you do recognize that they are in professor's robes. Like this looks like they could be a faculty member, but also definitely of the school of necromancy. That like as the school is split up.
I mean, it definitely looks like he could be a professor, but I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the people. I'm more interested in the material. I skip class a lot. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, what's your name?
Beckett. I'm Beckett Pearl Spring.
Beckett? I'm Gladys. I think you and I are going to get along just fine.
Huh.
More into practical knowledge than book learning.
Yeah, I mean, the book learning definitely has its purpose. I'm definitely a hands-on kind of guy.
Yeah, I know a thing or two about that. So you wouldn't happen to know anything about necromancy, would you?
Only just a little bit. In a like a useful sense. You know, um,
You
I'm
know a
not.
thing or two about useful necromancy?
What
Well,
is it exactly
you know-
you do study, Beckett?
Oh, I'm an artificer. I work for the Armorers Guild. I mean, I'm not trying to like raise the dead or anything, but necromancy has a lot of nuances, and sometimes if you like, are feeling a little like weakened, you can bolster yourself a little bit with certain, aspects. Look, I get it. I'm not. I understand that there's a stigma.
The professor rolls his eyes.
God, I'm so fucking tired of this guy. Hold on one second.
What does it look like when you cast this spell at him?
I reach into a pouch on my belt and I just sort of flick my hand up into the air out of it, and it looks like sawdust just falling out to the ground in that sort of area. And yeah, people
He
getting real tired.
sneezes and he
Yeah.
drops unconscious.
I was just imagining a blackjack, like
that would be good.
It's like a black.
Yeah, that would be fucking great.
I'm so fucking tired of this guy. Cook.
Yeah,
I can't sleep. How?
right. Okay. Well, Beckett, my apologies. This is Wisteria and Serena. We were having a dispute about grades with the professor here.
Yeah, I tried to get like extra credit. I missed a lot of assignments in a few classes, and the professors are not very easy to convince of anything. So good luck.
Gladys, sorry, real quick. Gladys, could you describe your appearance?
Yeah. Just jet black Corvum, a sort of carpenter's belt and a hard hat, and now, my new addition, I've got safety goggles, what appear to be safety goggles, and yeah, in one of the pouches just a shitload of good old-fashioned nails.
All right, and it sounded like Wisteria was going to say something. And if you wouldn't mind describing yourself as well, June.
Styria is like a very dark gray furred, like fennec fox looking Vulpin with like pierced ears and dangly bits along every single, like along just like the edge of her ears and stuff, with a septum piercing, and she wears like a cobbled together sort of eclectic like shirt and jacket and dress and stuff, all very, very dirty and covered with ash and soot. She has big, like, bright eyes that are, like, very just intense, I guess.
All right, were you going to say something a moment ago?
I don't think I was.
Okay. Great. And then Serena, would you describe yourself as well?
Serena is a snow white Vulcan with wearing an armored sort of skirt and breastplate. She has a shield strapped to one arm, but no actual weapons that she seems to be carrying. My brain isn't working, but that's it.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, gang, how do you want to proceed? Again, Beckett, you are seeing them. They've hog-tied a professor.
As much as I'd love to just kind of like have not been here in the first place, I think I made some kind of like oath or whatever when I joined this school to like, do good things and report people who aren't doing good things and like, scholastic integrity and that kind of thing. And I just kind of feel like I need to like, I'm not trying to stop. I'm not trying to stop y'all of doing anything. I'm sure that this is a perfectly sanctioned fraternity activity. But maybe it would be a good idea for me to just like keep an eye on you. Y'all are students here, right?
I'm in the middle of saying like, they make you say an oath? What the fuck? And then you say that, and I'm like, yeah. Oh, and just looks at Serena. Serena?
I have been here for at least a little while, yes. Look, Beckett, was it?
Yep, Beckett.
Okay.
With an 8, I mean, there's still something weird about what they're saying. I mean, she did just say, I've been here for a couple of days.
Well, it's very important to make new students feel welcome on campus. And it would be remiss if I didn't tag along and point out the interesting landmarks.
I'm perfectly fine. In fact, I think it's better if you stay here with us instead of trying to. Yeah, I think it's fine if you stay here with us. I think my friends here were about to go speak to the dean. I mean, I know it's late, but well, I'm sure, Beckett, you've heard about all the strange things going on all over campus, the shadows and monsters and all kind of this and that. That's what we're here for. That's what we're looking into.
On campus? You're pulling my leg. This has got to be some kind of prank.
No. I'm sure you've heard about what was that? What was that boy's name?
Oh,
Did Jeremiah put y'all up to this?
I don't know who that is. The guy that got scared by the Call of Fright.
Yeah.
His name was said like earlier.
It is Figgery Figgins.
That's it.
Although, for your sake, for your sake, Tyler, Figgery Figgins, a skittish Gerbine, has regularly been kind of pushed around and bullied a little bit, and is kind of seen as he's not very cool. Figgery's not very cool.
Figure he's probably a good friend of mine. All right, I'm not gonna get in like trouble or something, am I? Because I'm already on like scholastic probation.
I can promise you that nothing we are going to do. We are trying to tackle something a little bigger than scholastic probation will be a concern for us. Don't you worry. Don't you?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right, gang. Have you decided what you would like to do now with the unconscious body of Dr. Oswald Ebenhart? You remember a couple of weeks ago when you guys were like, this guy sounds chill. I'm excited to meet him.
No.
No, he's a fucking douchebag. I hate this guy.
I don't remember that coming up at all.
Oh, you know what?
It was in comparison to the librarian.
I think it might have also been like the librarian was talking shit about necromancers, and like we were like, remember when the person that we all absolutely love was pitched as like this like evil swamp witch that had undead patrolling her territory and like waylaying travelers and stuff, and then we met her and she just like shrooms and eldritch pacts. She was like totally cool. I think that was our expectation of like, oh shoot, like they just have something out against this dude because he's a necromancer, and then yeah, no, I don't think that's the problem. This guy's insane.
So kind of an idiot.
Well, yeah, he's the bad guy. He tried to kill you. He's not very cool.
Wait. The character named Professor Ebenhart's the bad guy?
Subtle.
Right.
Although I think we're 2 for 2 now on the Corvum we've met, both being assholes. Man, Humblewood Riders, you're real.
The divination wizard that you met earlier, the divination professor, that was also a Corvum.
Okay.
Gladys also.
I'm talking NPCs written by the writers, not player characters.
Jury may still be out on Gladys.
Yeah.
Jury out. I don't know about that one.
Right.
Yeah, she's a little shady, unfortunately.
All right. Well,
gosh, really way to pigeonhole a whole people, huh? Writers.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do we want to do with this idiot gang?
Why don't we just storm?
I'm talking about Ebenhart, just so that we're clear.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
Well, as much as I do want to bring him to the dean, it doesn't seem like it's. I wish there was like a way to get the research without having to have this idiot be the one who like acts on it, right? I want to know if this is something that is like true or not before executing it, but I do want to execute it if it is. Also, I think again, if he loses control of that cobble fright, a lot of people might get hurt. So, and also, if it happens to be a solution, we lose it because I don't practice necromancy, and I don't think anyone else here does. So, I don't know. I don't trust him, but I also don't have any other leads. So,
And Gladys is right. He seems to have already followed through on the majority of his plan. It sounds like the only thing that remains is to get this Cobblefrat over to the aspect and then somehow fight a giant monster of fire that can pick up boulders and throw them through the forest.
yeah, again, I think, well, my problem is he's really eager to use those undead. He's like, hey, cool, I have this cobble fright. You know what would make this plan work? An army of undead. Let me just raise one of
Well, I
those.
mean-
Instead of telling someone, like, maybe just having the cobble fright and then the rest of whoever wants to fight it gets to fight it.
Well, I mean, I can see the idea of raising an army of things that are already dead, because if you send an army of the Perch Guard against this creature, there's plenty of them that are not going to go home. Undead, you don't exactly have that issue. So I can see what Ebonheart means there.
But
Right.
yeah, I agree with you there that it's not like additional losses, but two things. I'm like 80% sure it disrupts something in the rhythm and like takes some sort of. It's something to do with the souls, and I don't think it's really that great or fair. I don't know.
Well, I mean, well, I guess Serena was not there for that, but the creatures in the mock fields, they were up and walking around without any sort of intervention from the birds, right? Just slimes in the mock.
Yeah, but I guess the like either somebody was raising. Hey, wait a second. Wisteria like raises a hand to slap him and looks at Gladys.
I nudge him with my foot.
I slap him anyways.
Ugh! Ugh!
Hey, you started raising that army or what?
No, all of the corpses I have been able to obtain have been going to the cobble fright.
I will go ahead and insight check. Fuck me.
What'd you roll?
Christ. 7.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense based on what, like he said he needs time and resources. And what you guys know of cobble frights up to this point.
Yeah, so there are a bunch of roaming undeads in the mock fields. You have anything to do with that?
Anything to do with no. In the mock fields? That's
Yes.
fascinating.
Yeah, do you,
Fascinating. How?
well, I mean, since nobody's raising them, there's nobody to, like, I guess, perform the rituals and, like, pull the soul from what I don't practice necromancy. But
Well,
still,
if they're
like,
just puppets, if they're manipulated by some, most undead need a force to have created them, and that force has usually some amount of control over it. This is fascinating.
So, two things. Can I see the map? I want to. How far away are the mock fields from?
From where you are?
No, from the Scorch Grove, where the aspect is.
Oh, it's pretty close.
Now, I don't know if you've seen, I don't know if you've seen, like, just wandering undead before, but could you maybe administer control over them?
With some time to study, yes. Or at very least, I should be able to undo whatever it is that is currently puppeting them and then take possession.
Huh.
Either way, they're corpses that are already animated, and that goes a long way as far as alleviating workload and expense.
Doesn't it? It's sort of like lean back up and cross my arms triumphantly. Okay, so look. We have, like, in the mock fields, the wandering undead is sort of like, I guess, an epidemic. There's plenty of them.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, enough to make a cobble rate for sure, and maybe enough to raise a small sort of fighting force
Yes.
if you can administer control. That
Yes.
being said, we need some trust here. I want to know that this plan will actually work, and I'm not just giving some psycho free reign on a bunch of undead corpses. Does that make
Wisteria,
sense?
you're absolutely giving some psycho free reign on a bunch of undead corpses.
Hey, you know, if it saves the Force, then I'm okay with it. But, like,
That's the spirit. That's exactly it. Yes, this should work. This should work. If nothing else, then we have enough bodies to create an additional cobble fright. If nothing else, and besides that, the task force that could be possibly created by extra corpses would
I've
be a
just got
huge
sleep again.
alleviation.
no, wait, no! God damn it, Gladys. Wait, Gladys, I was gonna make a doll. I was gonna propose we do that if he lets us see his research. If we can verify that this is something that will work, then we can just execute it. I don't want to. Also, we can always put the bargaining chip in for him and be like, hey, if you do this thing and it actually turns out that it'll work, you'll be a hero. But I want to verify that this will actually work. And again, I don't have a lot of fear that we're gonna let this thing go amok anyways. If he starts to get a little too rowdy with those skeletons, we can just put him out of his misery. He's not a hard fight.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm just saying. Then he doesn't have control
Hold on,
of them.
back up. My plan is to hand him over to the dean and potentially the perch guard.
Well,
So it sounds like we're on wildly different pages here.
yeah, because while I do agree that the shit he did was terrible with terrible planning, I don't know if I am comfortable just letting that lead go. Because I'm sure it's some really, really advanced arcana that keeps this thing together. And if this happens to be a solution, then I think we can do it. But
Well, great. Then I'm all for marching him to the dean's office and getting Professor Nightseed.
no. See, that's the resistance, though, is that the Dean and Nightseed won't ever be willing to admit that they have to do this to solve this problem. I mean,
with all due respect, Wisteria, we don't know what they will or won't admit. We should at least give them the opportunity.
I know what they won't admit because the aspect of ice is also something that could be a solution, but they've done nothing but keep me from it. They've done nothing but keep all of us from it. And it might be a solution. It might be something that works, but they're just too concerned about what's good or bad. They don't really have any concern for what works. And until the fire is knocking on their door, they're going to do the same thing as the Bird Council. They're just going to sit here until it becomes their problem.
So you want to team up with this lunatic who's tried to kill us twice already?
I might. Again, it depends.
Serena?
It depends if he's telling the truth, and we can find out if we just make him a deal. And you know, he'd probably be more willing to give us that research if I at least make this deal. Hell, you can do whatever you want with him afterwards, but again, I just want my hands on that research. I want to see what he's talking about and if it will work.
Say, Beckett,
Yeah.
where do you say the pond with those ducks is?
It's right over here. You're not gonna hurt the ducks, are you?
No, I thought maybe it might be a little calming to watch them swim around a little bit, and I'll nudge Oddwald with my foot again, and then walk off to the pond.
You wake him once again.
Sorry about that. Anyways.
Are you?
I am.
No!
I wasn't the one who did it to you. Ugh. Anyways. If you're confident in your work and if you've done that much research enough to break the seal right now in this age, if you're confident enough in your research, you'll let me see it and then we can execute this plan.
I don't think you understand. If I bring you to my research, if you take it to Nightseed, it will be destroyed. I will take you to it. You may see it. You can see the Cobblefright. You can see everything if you so desire. But Nightseed will destroy it.
I'm not taking anything. I don't want to take the research. I just want a moment with it. I want to pour it over, see if it makes sense. See if it's not just something you're saying to have an excuse to raise an undead army. Because I don't want to believe that that's your intention. And I want to help because I don't want any more people to get hurt. And this is a way to do that. This is a perfect way to do that. These corpses are already animated. The Cobblefright's already made. That damage has been done. And we can just solve this if I have time, if we have time to just confirm you're telling the truth. So please, if you could take me to it, I'm not going to take anything from it. I'm not going to try and destroy your Cobblefright or anything like that, if you're telling the truth.
All right. Yes.
Great. So, where are we going?
We have to go to the library.
Ah, great.
The librarian won't be an issue.
What? That doesn't
And
sound ominous.
she sort of like squints at him. The fuck does that mean?
Exactly that. The librarian won't be an issue.
Yeah, like, are you gonna kill him?
No.
Hey, just checking. Jeez. Okay.
Oh,
you don't,
yeah,
you
'cause it
don't
would
get to
be-
sound incredulous about that question, Oddwald. You don't get to. You tried to kill us twice. You do not get to be incredulous to that question. You have enough blood on your hands right now.
Can we just get moving, please? I just asked a question. Gosh. All right.
I'll have to be untied.
I will undo the hog tie, but I will leave his arms tied behind his back and the other end of the rope tied around my waist.
Okay.
And I'll walk behind him.
All right.
So, are we trying to be like sneaky, or
Yeah,
what's going
we
on
are.
here?
I'll fill you in as we go.
Okay. You want to see something cool?
Yeah.
Always.
So Beckett has like a magic ring on each hand, and then a ring on the like near the end of his tail, and like he flicks his tail, and like they all glow, and then like armor just kind of like Iron Man style just like feeds out, and he's like in like a stealth suit, like dark like carbon armor. The eyes like glow just a little bit.
Oh,
What?
shit.
Yeah, I skip class a lot, but I work on stuff. I built this.
Say, Beckett, how far would you say you are from graduating?
Oh, I'm probably not gonna graduate. If we're being real, like I said, I skip class a lot. They're probably gonna expel
Well,
me soon, but I learned a
I,
lot.
I understand. I got an idea, though. I mean, I'm pretty handy. You're clearly very handy. Maybe I could convince this dean to let you do an independent study.
Oh, you mean like write me a letter of recommendation or something? That would be freaking
Well,
sweet, dude.
I think it'd be even better than a letter of recommendation. If you're doing an independent study, then you wouldn't have to go to class anymore, but you'd still get credit for being in school.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
Now, there is a downside, though, Beckett. Right? If you're doing an independent study, that means you sort of have to come with us. And what we've been doing's been real dangerous recently.
Fine.
And not so recently, now that I think about it. It's just been real dangerous from start to finish.
Well, my dad always said that, the world's a really dangerous place, and it's good to have people around you to keep you from getting stepped on. I think he meant that like probably like idiomatically, but yeah, I haven't made a whole lot of friends here. I just kind of keep to myself. But yeah, that would be fun.
Well, I tell you, Beckett, I gotta be honest. I like your style, and clearly you pretty handy with a set of tools. If you can build something like that, I think I could probably learn as much from you as you could learn from me. And I'd give a little tug on the rope. Not so fast, Oddwald. Slow down a little bit. So, yeah, maybe before we leave, we'll have a conversation with the dean, see if we can't get you hooked up.
That would be really cool. I don't know how I could ever repair you.
Well, let's start with staying alive. That seems to be a...
All right. Yeah, I can do that. That's what this is for. And he like knocks on like the breastplate of this armor.
All right. The lot of you make your way from the outer fields towards the giant petrified tree that is the university. Upon approaching the gate, you must produce your amulet to be allowed inside, but that is not an issue. Beckett, you have your own as a student, but the rest of you each have one. There's 3 in your party at least, and are brought down and are led down into the basement levels towards the libraries, which ordinarily are closed. and factually are currently. But you can produce your amulets and be allowed inside. You almost expect that the statue golems might react to your entrance, but they don't. And the skeletal servitors that clean are very active now that there are no lights. Now that there are no students around, and the librarian is certainly nowhere to be seen. Oddwald leads you far into the library, through past many shelves and into the winding ways of the archives, until he reaches a wall with a shelf in front of it. He sort of turns himself around so that he can use his talons to find some sort of latch, and a stone slab recedes into a groove to reveal a secret pathway into the deep into the underground, it would appear. He ushers you all to move forward, saying that it should close after just a moment. And I'm assuming you all enter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just freaking sweet, dude.
I will take a nail and put a scratch on a bookshelf next to this entrance as I go in,
Okay.
just to help me find it again if I need to.
All right. You all find yourselves in a small hallway that is dimly lit by motes of magical light which float in slow, random patterns near the passageway ceiling. The hall before you continues downward into complete darkness. 20 feet ahead to your left, there is a door that has been left ajar. Do you, just follow Oddwald?
Yes.
Okay. He begins walking down the tunnel. It appears to be quite long. Most of you have some form of dark vision. Most, not all. And
I don't think I have dark vision, but I do have artificer infusion goggles of night. So
you can have that on you.
yeah.
Okay.
I figure it's built into my armor.
It makes
Okay,
it
yeah.
makes sense for you to go duck watching.
Duck watching with dark vision.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The motes above, though, begin to drift over you and illuminate to dimness the path ahead. And at the end of the hall, there is a closed door with some light streaming from the crack beneath. Oddwald turns to you and says, "All right, there are some servitors on the other side that if you allow me freedom," and he kind of pulls a little at his elbows, they should not be an issue.
You're saying you need to have your hands free in order to deal with them?
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, most spellcasting requires verbal and somatic components. So,
Great. I untie the rope from my waist. I tie it around one of his ankles, and then I untie his hands and tie that end of the rope around my waist.
All right, very well. Let's see. Oh, where'd it go? There you are. As soon as the door is opened, you are met with the unmistakable smell of decay. It is just awful in here. And upon crossing the threshold, you notice Oddwald sort of twitches a little, just slightly perceptively. Something seems to have bothered him in some way. There's a 40-foot wide, 80-foot long classroom that has dust-covered desks and tables on the other side of this door, and quietly along, like between, is the rattling, shuffling noises of skeletons, birdfolk skeletons that are sort of aimlessly drifting. They begin to approach aggressively, but Aldwald holds up his talons and begins moving his fingers to direct them elsewhere, and they disperse and leave you alone. On the other side of that room
Oops.
is is another door that he says, beyond here is where most of the research and the Cobble Fright itself is.
How if you have control on over your Cobble Frat, how did it affect that student?
I don't know.
But you do have control of the Cobble Fright.
Of course.
I don't know how it hurt poor Figgins.
He has no response.
All right, well, it's showtime.
All right. You open the door and you find yourself in a macabre laboratory with an assortment of bones laying strewn across the tables and foul-smelling liquids stewing in pots. The stench of death is gut-wrenching, and a terrifying creature begins to lurch towards you. A hulking monstrosity of bone and sinew. It appears to be comprised of hundreds of birdfolk bones jumbled together to form a roughly humanoid shape. The arms end in several talons intertwined with circular claws, and the creature's face is made from the top halves of two birdfolk skulls, one on top of the other. It gazes at you with 4 empty red sockets and emits a shriek. Oddwald puts his hands up to begin directing it and realizes he has no wand. We're going to go to another map and roll initiative. And oh,
My Roll20 is dead.
what does that mean?
I'm still loading pages, and it's saying like establishing server link, gathering Steam, recalculating, hatching dragons.
Uh-oh.
My Roll20 is hosed.
We'll give you a minute to see if that works.
I did a refresh. There we go.
Yeah, well, I contemplate ways to kill this guy.
I can only see like 5 feet around me.
Yes, you are still in the passageway.
Okay.
There should
Is it
be...
messing with my dark vision?
Ooh, hold on. Oh, it's not letting me see what you see. Just try this. Do you see that? No?
Yeah, I still see like 5 feet around me.
Oh, it says you only have 5 feet of dark vision for some reason. You have 60, right?
Correct.
Better?
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
All right. Great. Let me see. Oh, it also reset Dear Wisteria's as well. There we go. That's looking better. And it reset Gladys's too. Love that.
Well, actually, I
Aha!
don't know if it reset mine. This is probably the first time we've done it since I had the goggles of night, and we figured out that I'm the only one who needs them anymore.
Oh, well, we had that last session as well, so
Okay.
yeah. So they should have been set correctly, but they did not. Gladys is up first.
Son of a bitch. I will probably. I still have this rope around me. I will step in the doorway. Oh, fuck it. I will squint my eyes and bonus action Hunter's Mark. And then I will straight up chuck a nail at this thing.
Well, 24 is definitely going to hit.
And there's that.
Okay.
And that is my turn. I thought you said you could control this thing.
He seems as well, not perplexed, but I mean, you guys took his wand, so. Wisteria.
I am going to. Oh shit! Sorry, where is he in relation to me?
I have him right next to you.
I am going to. Is giving him a wand an action? Or
Yeah.
is it an interaction?
It's an interaction to produce it, but in order to make sure he has it, that'd be an action.
Okay. I will go ahead.
Oh, you're in
and
initiative twice. Continue.
I'll go ahead and use my action to give him the wand.
Okay. Did
To
you roll a
which-
15? You rolled a 15.
Yeah, I rolled a 15.
Okay, I have you at 21. Okay. That's weird. Okay.
To which I will enter the room and scurry behind this desk. And oh god, we didn't rest before this. Oh no. What-oh. What-oh indeed. Bonus action economy, where are you? Yep, I got nothing. That's my turn.
Okay. Oddwald is going to enter the room so that he can see what is happening. He will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll stand here for now. And he is going to take his action with the wand in his hand to try to master the Cobblefright by doing a check, which I'm going to keep private. And Serena, it's your turn.
All right. Serena will push into the room and stand in front of Oddwald. You better hurry and get this thing under control. And I will, because I don't think I have used it yet. Oh no, I did. I used Preserve Life last time, so I do not have Turn Dead. I will just ready my shield and take the dodge action.
Okay.
I'm trying to shield Oddwald from this thing and give him time to get it under control.
All right. Kept everyone's initiative from last combat for some reason. That's so weird. Okay. Tyler, are you back?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Okay, then it is your turn.
Okay. I will move into the room and hold out my hand and kind of like finger guns, and the tips of my fingers start to glow, and I'm just gonna ready an action to shoot my lightning launcher if this thing attacks anyone.
Okay. Well, get ready to fire off that ready to action because it crawls forward on 4 legs with claws still upright, and then comes down on both you and Serena. You can get your held action off first. That's gonna hit.
Okay, and then let me double check. Armor model, lightning lure. On each of your turns. Okay, so I don't get the double damage on its turn. Gonna be just 10 lightning damage.
Okay. 10 is good. All right. Okay then. 2 of its claws come down and crash into Serena, and then one long talon that is made into a grasping hand of a fashion. 22 and a 21 to hit Serena, and then a 24 to hit. Oh man, Beckett. Oh boy.
Is that at disadvantage because of the dodge?
The first one's a 13, but
Okay, that
the 21 stays.
Okay.
So that's 6 slashing for you, Serena. And then with the grab, that is 10 bludgeoning, and you are grappled.
That's for me also.
No, that's just Beckett.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You then see that it has a second large claw shaped in the same way on its back that is reaching forward as well. Gladys, it is your turn.
I will turn to Oddwald. Well, actually, first I turn away from him. I cast Mage Hand. I turn towards him, right? And say, "Get that thing under control." And with my bonus action, I'm swiping any notes I can see off of this table.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if there are notes on that table, but if they are, I'm trying to take them.
Oh, you're trying to take them. Okay,
Yep.
okay. Okay then. Could you make me a sleight of hand?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Okay. Passive perception. Okay. Hey, what happened? Did you drop something on your toes? No. Yeah. Okay. Here. Come sit with me. All right. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, that's it. That's action. Bonus action. Free action is screaming at him to get this thing under control. So
Okay.
I'm all good.
Okay. You vaguely see that his eyes flick in your direction, but there is still focus in his own gaze. Did I delete the wrong turn order for him? I did not. Okay, that's weird. All right. Then it is Wisteria's turn.
No.
Did you say Wisteria? Okay.
Did he say Wisteria?
I maybe.
Gosh, I don't have anything to. I'm like 80% sure charm person doesn't work on a construct. Fucking Christ. What sorcerers don't have utility, guys.
No, not utility. No, absolutely not.
Oh, Christ.
They're boom wizards.
They are boom wizards. So I'm going to go ahead and produce a. I'm gonna go ahead and produce a flaming sphere. No. No, I don't want to burn any notes or anything. Gosh, this is such a conundrum, guys. I think I'm just gonna ready. I'm gonna go ahead and hop over this table and ready Burning Hands. If it goes for our new friend or
You don't want to just fire that off now, or
Serena.
you want to wait?
I want to wait.
Okay.
Actually, so he. No, yeah, I'll wait.
Okay. Serena?
Serena will go ahead and lay a hand on Beckett's shoulder, and I will try to heal up some of that damage real quick.
Oh boy.
Incredible.
Stand. Oh, that actually should be more, but I don't think that matters. No, wait,
No.
that's everything correctly.
Yeah.
That's full health plus
Yeah.
6 extra.
Stand strong, Beckett. We're gonna have to make sure that Oswald can get this done. Get it done, Oswald. Oswald.
Okay.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Is my dex higher than Oswald's or Aldwald's? Could I have my turn before his?
Let's
possibly?
see.
My
What is your
is
dex?
20. Also, is what he's doing something I could give the help action to him on?
I'm having him
Possibly.
make Arcana checks.
I am proficient in Arcana.
Then you can use your turn to do so. Yes.
I can use my bonus action to do so.
Oh
Team
my
tactics.
god.
Yeah.
And then I would also like to use my main action to try to escape this grapple,
Okay.
which I have advantage to do so.
Okay.
Thanks to my squat nimbleness.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Okay. Absolutely. You can feel the tension of these bones beginning to crush your tiny form, and you wiggle free, gliding through with your stealth armor, and you are no longer grappled.
Neato. I'm going to just nope, that would be up. Okay, yeah, I'm done. That's it.
Okay. All right, Oddwald. Let's roll another 20. No. Okay. All right. The Cobble Fry is then going to attack similarly. Ooh, what is your reach? Oh. The big claw hand comes out to grasp at the Vulpin who has thrown herself over the table. Wisteria, I have a 13 to hit you.
Come on, armor class. Yep, 13 fucking ties. God damn it.
Uh-oh. All right, you are caught, grappled, and take 16 bludgeoning damage. And then I have...
Can my ready action go off?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Wisteria, as it's coming through, will go ahead and let off a Burning Hands, palms outstretched, and instead of fire that comes out, it is a concussive. God damn.
Are you
Damn it.
sure you?
No.
Sure you want to?
No,
Okay.
I'll just keep it fire this time. So it's 9
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah. So
And-
it's not.
And also, what you call it? Beckett sees that when she casts this spell, not only does fire erupt from like in front of her, but around her, as it also takes 2 damage, 2 fire damage. Yay!
Every little
fire.
bit helps.
How much did I take? 16?
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, and then the next attack is at Wisteria. Serena for 15, and then a Beckett for 9.
15 will miss.
Yep.
Miss.
All right. Gladys.
I swear on the rhythm, Oddball, that if you're trying to kill us a third time, you're not going to make it out of this goddamn room. Nail. Son of a-
Yeah, that's a miss.
Bonus action nail.
Hey, all right.
Go.
And that gets the sneak and the double hunter's
Yeah.
mark as well.
Yeah, let me
Holy
take sneak
shit.
off for the hunter's mark.
35.
One more d6.
Oh, yeah.
But you do lose the 5 because it's your offhand, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So only 31.
2.
2.
32. Okay.
Only.
32. Oh, not 322.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, I might be wrong.
32, 35, 30. No, you're right, 32.
I think it's 31. Oh, well. Okay.
20, 32, 35, 37 minus 5 is 32.
Okay. That is not how I was doing that. Okay, Wisteria.
Yeah.
I'm still grappled, right?
Yeah. Which, based on the tension that you can feel around your waist, that's not a great place to be.
I will go ahead and try and squirm my way out. I'm gonna try and push my way out of its grasp. What kind of check do I need to make?
Oh, okay. An acrobatics or athletics check.
Yeah.
All right. You also claw your way free, feral, hissing and spitting.
Sure sounds like me.
Okay. Do you want a bonus action?
Yeah, why not? I am going to quickened cast Shatter
Right.
at the back of the room so it doesn't catch anybody. It just catches the cobble fright.
Ba-boom. All right, rolled a 10. Okay.
Why can't I see the chat? Huh. Let me just refresh here.
Okay. And you want to keep it thunder, right? Oh, you can't do it. You can't.
That was my thing.
Yeah. Serena.
Oh boy. I will. Serena looks at Oddwald. Her eyes sort of start to flicker. There is a small mote of energy that I'm casting guidance on Oddwald. This is your last chance, Oddwald. I suggest you avail yourself. That is my action. I have nothing with a bonus.
All right. God damn it. Okay. All right then. Beckett.
Beckett is gonna like scurry around Serena and like under this table and like pop out over here. And then I want to use my bonus action to give the help action again.
Mhm.
And then where'd my character sheet go? Come back here. For my main action, I would like to shoot another lightning launcher at this thing.
Okay. A 13 misses.
All right. And that's it.
Okay. Oddwald, let's get that extra d20. Oh, okay.
And a D4
Alright.
from guidance.
Oh, well, he passed. He passed. Okay. But on the Cobblefright's turn, it is going to see its head clatters and shakes. The two opposing skulls of the bird folk rattle together, and it is going to outstretch one of its claws to snatch at Oddwald and grapple him. 14 points damage, and he's still hurting from the last time you guys fought him. Okay. Then it will attack Serena and then Gladys. With a 20 for Serena and a 10 for Gladys. Are you dodging? No, you're not dodging. Okay.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Cast guidance.
Yeah.
21.
Okay. 8 slashing. All right, Gladys. You're muted, Adam. I don't know if you're here.
Thank you. Gladys sees that the Cobblefright has Oddwald in its grasp, and there's a look of like pain on her face, trying to decide whether she should spend another nail, considering it looks like he's going to be the next victim. And then decides, screw it, nail.
All right. 25 is going to hit.
All right. And there we go. And with my bonus action, I will use my mage hand to take whatever papers or notes I see off of that table and try and shove them into whatever opening I see in Beckett's armor.
Okay.
Do you need a
Wisteria.
sleight of hand? Or
Oh, yeah.
Given that he's grappled. All right.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I mean, what is still visible, at least a little bit, well, not really visible, but noticeable, is that Beckett, you feel a force against you. It's an invisible mage hand, just grabbing things and putting them on you. All right, and then Wisteria, it is your turn. Hello, come here.
I'm gonna go ahead and do something that I haven't had to do this whole time, and that's fling a cantrip. So I'm going to go ahead.
What do you mean? What?
I literally have. Oh wait, I guess I've like quicken cast firebolt or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. I've never led with firebolt is the thing. Firebolt. Oh no!
Yeah, that misses.
Bad luck. Yeah, that misses.
Okay. Serena.
Serena will drop a second level healing word on herself with my last second level slot. 11, because this was starting to really hurt. And then for my action, I will, I guess, toll the dead.
Okay. Oh.
Don't know if this is going to be set up correctly. It is.
All right, 1 second. Okay, wisdom. 19, unfortunately.
Very easily.
Yeah. Okay. However, it is not doing well, and you can see that some of its extra limbs are sort of just jerking out in random ways and like smashing into the table and into chairs and things, and one of the vats of liquid has tipped over in these violent movements. Its head is flinging itself sort of side to side as it is having trouble focusing. Beckett, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to do once again. This sorry, Oddwall.
Mhm.
Is that
Oddwald. Yeah.
is he looking, or are they looking very injured? I
He
think.
is incredibly injured.
Okay. I'm going to continue using my bonus action for the help, and then I'm going to use cast Cure Wounds with my action on him.
Mhm.
The gauntlet of my armor, a rune on the palm begins to glow, and I like hold it out, and it like absorbs just like negative energy out of this Corvum, and then a little like dark black crystal like ejects from the hand and like scatters on the ground.
Okay, 8. All right. And on his turn, make that check. As he will. He doesn't really have much of a choice but to maintain his grapple. Okay, we're at 2 successes. And the Cobble Fright, then a jerk from the claw that holds Ebonheart, and there is a squawk as he seems particularly hurt by what just happened, as he takes 13 points of necrotic damage. Oh no, which is enough, unfortunately, to knock him unconscious. And it is Gladys's turn.
How bad's our big bony friend looking?
Really bad. It is still occasionally throwing out its limbs in a weird frenzy. There are things being knocked off of the tables. It is very erratic, but is lots of pieces have fallen off of it by now.
All right. I will run up and try and jam a nail in it.
Okay. 16 hits.
And, oops. Let me turn that off.
How do you want to do this?
Gladys goes to jam a nail in it, and when she swings, just the impact of her arm just cracks through a bunch of bones, and the structural integrity ends, and it just sort of all collapses.
All right. And the Cobble Fright is decimated.
Gladys is immediately going around the room collecting any and all writings or notes that she can see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and with bonus action, I'm going to move Hunter's Mark onto Oddwald.
Dead Oddwald.
Unconscious Oddwald.
Guys, should I like do something about this? I think I'm, like contractually obligated to save my professor's life or whatever.
I've got it, and I will use one of my last 2 spell slots.
Wisteria's like just slumps back in a chair and is like, he doesn't work here anymore. It's fine.
Oh,
My very last spell slot.
oh, okay. That's better. See, this is why you never animate a creature that's strong enough or a construct that's strong enough to kill you. Okay, just stick to little like tiny little thingies. You know.
He sits up, rubbing his head, looks very anguished over the corpse of the corpses. Let's see. As far as things you can find in here,
Well, Doctor, so much for your cobble frat.
yes. You find nothing more of interest than the scraps of reference paper and such that you can collect.
Maybe next time, like instead of a cobble fright, do like a cobble dragonfly or something. Much more manageable.
He shuffles up to his feet using the table to lift himself and says, "And what are you going to do with me now?"
Well, we still have your works to examine, but you failed the first test.
I gotta say, if the four of us is, well, as beaten as the three of us at least are, we're able to deal with your cobble frat like that, I can't imagine that aspect of fire would have had any trouble dispatching it.
Yeah, that was only hard because I was tired. She's like smoking in the chair.
I mean, I understand it wasn't meant to be a one-on-one fight between your cobble frat and that aspect of fire, but how was that cobble frat supposed to keep it from resurrecting? I mean,
Yeah.
or even I know you said it would drain the aspect's energy, but what's to keep the cobble frat where it needs to be to do that?
It is very apparent as he like pinches like the bridge of his nose and is having trouble focusing or even standing upright. It works. I know firsthand it works.
What, you tried to resurrect somebody around it and it just didn't take?
He looks up at you and blinks very wearily and just says, "I know that it works."
All right.
Say, Beckett, you must have a pretty decent practical understanding of magic if you were able to build that suit you got. What do you say you look over my shoulder at these notes and see if we can't make heads or tails of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, book learning was never really my specialty, but you know, I learned how to scan for like the important bits.
Yeah, well, me too. I figure if both of us together are scanning for the important bits, it's pretty likely we'll find them.
If you want my help, I can too.
Oh yeah, anybody who's got any sense for this stuff, let's all take a look at it. Oddwald, take 2 steps back. Not you. Not interested in your opinion.
What?
Why don't you sit here with me? Why don't you sit?
You know what? Actually, Serena,
Take
back
a
up 1 second for me, please. Thank you. God, I can't stand that fucking guy.
You throw more sawdust at him and he passes back out
You just like
for the third
sawdust, dude.
time.
Well, no, okay, I'm still up, barely.
That 3 spell slots just to put this mattress.
4, not counting the first time.
Yeah, the one that
The
was
first
last
time
week.
yeah, that was Hattie, though.
Oh,
Right, that wasn't
yeah.
me. Because literally, I'm an arcane trickster. I have 3 spell slots,
Mhm.
and I've used them all to put this asshole to sleep because I don't want to deal with him.
But yeah,
Uh,
I can give help. I can also give guidance on a check.
All right, just tell me who's rolling. They get advantage and guidance.
I'd also do it twice. I'm assuming Serena's proficient in Arcana.
Nope.
Oh, I assumed wrong.
Nope,
Shit.
but I can provide guidance.
right. I mean,
Cool.
Gladys is not proficient in Arcana, but she is pretty smart.
Oh, I'm proficient, and I guess I could help somebody, and then the rest can roll independently, I guess? Whoever I'm helping should get guidance, though.
Well, it sounds like we've got 2 people who can get guidance, or can give guidance, and 2 people who
2
can
people
give
that can
advantage. So, pick who's rolling. Pick who's rolling.
Not me. Beckett?
Okay.
It
would
sounds
say
like
together.
it should be Beckett and Gladys.
Yeah. So Beckett also gets guidance as well as advantage, and then Gladys gets
Advantage and guidance. Yeah.
Oh, well, it looks like
Fuck.
that.
Oh wait, maybe not. Maybe not.
Right?
Holy shit! Woo!
All right. Okay. With a dirty 30, Beckett, this is first of all, this is not your field in any way, and this is beyond the theoreticals that you would have had basic understanding of in like your general studies, because this is practical. The thing that it would appear that was at once exactly what it appeared Oddwald was reliant on in his plan is very likely the same thing that he's currently affected by, which is an aspect of the Cobble Fright that is called the Soul Siphon, which is a means by which it feeds to maintain its own arcane strength by disrupting the flow of energy in a creature, effectively reducing their max hit points and also regaining those hit points.
Yeah, so the way I see it, this thing's got to be like fueled somehow because everything's got to have some kind of fuel, and I'm pretty sure it's sucking its fuel right out of this guy.
Well,
Which
I
doesn't
wonder if-
sound too dissimilar, Gladys, than from what like possibly happened to Figgery.
Mhm.
Yeah, at least the effect anyway.
Right. Well, I wonder if that helps explain it all why Oddwald was having a hard time controlling it. Well, regardless, if Oddwald's affected, as much as I hate that fucking guy, we should probably get him looked at too. We've got the rest of these notes. That thing is fucking dead. So I don't know what's next other than going to the dean. Unless anybody's got a brighter idea.
Maybe we could copy some of these notes down, or at least, I guess we gathered all the insight as possible, but, maybe we should have a look down here in the restricted section while, nobody's looking, right?
Oh yeah, now's the time to look around.
Maybe do some research on this, Soul Siphon or whatever it's called.
Oh, let me be clear. You guys are not inside the library.
Yeah, we
Oh,
walked
okay.
through
Yeah.
Right, but we
and
passed
all
some
of
other
and
doors.
all of the yeah. But all of the like again, you guys aren't inside the library, and also all of the like actual forbidden stuff is amulet locked.
Right.
You guys appear to be like, you guys came into this room via a classroom. If anything, this looks like a wing of classrooms so far. That was just underground for some reason.
Are there any other entrances or exits from this room besides the one we came in?
There's a door here and a door here.
All right, I will untie the rope from my waist. I'll walk over here and I will mage hand this door, or try to mage hand this door open.
All right. You see some stairs.
I will walk over here and do the same thing to this door.
All right. And an office.
If I'm not out in 10 minutes, somebody come in and drag me out of here.
I will stand in the doorway of whichever one he's going to.
And I
Or
will
she's
go
going
into
to.
the office and I will approach this desk and I will look around for anything that is remotely interesting, which in this circumstance means anything I think is of value, either monetary or information-wise.
Okay. You see that most of this room is still covered in dust, and also that around, I think, it's not on the map, but there is a cracked door that kind of leads back to that the secret door that got you guys in here in the first place.
Mhm.
And in here there is a desk and a chair that looks like it has been placed here more recently, and a closet. Other than at the desk, you do not find anything particularly interesting.
Okay, let's check out that closet.
Okay, inside the closet, you see hanging on the peg of on the inside of the door, there is an amulet marked for the faculty, a faculty member's amulet. In fact, it looks a lot like the one that you took off Mordain, the librarian. And inside the closet, covered in a field of swirling gray energy, is Mordain himself, apparently asleep, standing upright in the closet, breathing very, very slowly.
I'm taking that amulet.
I'll tap him on the shoulder.
He does not move, although he feels rather cold.
Serena, you want to get in here and look at this?
What in the world?
Yoink.
Is he dead? I will give him a once over.
All right. Medicine check.
Give myself a little guidance. It's already checked.
He is very much alive. He is breathing, but his heart rate is very, very slow.
Oh. Seems to be in some sort of almost like a hibernation. Who is this person again?
This is Swithgale, correct?
Yes, Mordain Swiftgale, the librarian, the head
Yeah.
librarian.
The guy that we saw, well, we being Gladys saw vanish. So
When you yoink that amulet, Wisteria, what do you do with it?
I will go ahead and start out the room and be like, "Hey guys, be right back," and start towards the forbidden section of the library.
All right. Cool.
Oh, I should probably take someone with me. I will.
I mean, it'll be a while before we get to that, but if you sprint off, you sprint off.
Yeah, I wanna get away because I don't want him looking for his amulet, but I also want a short rest. You can't have it both ways ever, can you? I am gonna instead just sort of pocket it and put it, or just sit down here for a short rest. Maybe make myself some tea, break out a percolator, get some coffee going or something.
I'll remind you that sleep lasts 1 minute. Continue.
So,
That's fine. Wait, I thought I took the amulet from the librarian.
Well, you did. From the closet. I'm just letting you know, like, if you're gonna set up tea, Oddwald is unconscious on the ground, asleep for 1 minute.
That's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm gonna have to fight him. Sorry.
do y'all think that So the question that comes to mind is, did the librarian is he asleep in the closet because he wants to be asleep in the closet, or is he asleep in the closet because someone else made him be asleep in the closet?
There's a 0% chance he's asleep in the closet because he wants to sleep in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to get him out of here and up to the infirmary, and we've got to get Oddwald up to the infirmary and get them both treated.
I might be able to carry the librarian.
Wonderful. I'll get Oddwald marching. And I will roll out here, and I will tie the loose end of the string to Oddwald's hands behind his back, tie his wrist together, and then untie the piece of rope that is tied to his ankle and tie that around my waist.
All right, and he certainly wakes up shortly, within that time frame for sure.
You put the librarian in the closet.
He's fine. He's not
That's not
dead.
the question I asked. Did you put the librarian in the closet?
What do you think?
I non-lethally punch Oddwald and do so until he's unconscious.
Oh my.
It's gonna take a minute. Your strength score isn't very high.
No. But his arms are tied behind his back.
Yeah,
Gladys, is that really necessary?
Yes.
I wonder if you can do anything about this. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he can. He misty steps away from you.
Counterspell.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over here.
Really? Your decision right now is to make me angrier?
Why don't we get these two up to the infirmary now? Oddwald, just walk. We need to. You've been affected by your cobble fried apparently, and I don't know if you knew that or if you didn't know that or whatever, but better they find you in the infirmary than you die down here. I will take the librarian up there. I'm assuming he's going to be fine and just needs to be pulled out of some sort of magic.
Yes.
Gladys, why don't I take them both? Oddwald, let me be clear. I only have one magic left to me right now, and it's the power to leech your life away. So please don't make me chase you. I need to get this librarian up there and undo whatever you've done to him, and you need to get up there and undo whatever you did to yourself. So maybe just walk. I promise I won't.
He does. He is very apparently accommodating, but his eyes do not leave Gladys.
Why don't you?
I pick up the loose end of rope and I hand it to Beckett. And I say, listen, if he gets far enough that he pulls this rope from your hands, you blast him with that thing on your hand.
You can do that. You said he's not a professor, right?
He is not a professor. He is not allowed
Okay.
to be here.
Got it. All right.
And with that, we'll take our 15-minute break because I forgot about that half an hour ago. Sorry, Adam. He wasn't just gonna lay on the floor while you beat the shit out of him.
Oh, well, no, I mean, I expected not, right? But, it's sort of a weird choice. I mean, I get, like, if that's all he's got, that's all he's got, right? But it's sort of a weird choice to just misty step away and then just, like, be like, now I'm 30 feet away from you, now what?
I mean, I did consider having him sprint off, but I wanted to give the opportunity for some response.
You didn't want him to be dead instantly?
Well, I mean, you could. You still have that opportunity, for sure.
And I've still got Hunter's mark on him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a pretty speedy little mouse. I could have chased him down.
Yeah. Your standing
wondering
long
if we
jump is
should-
30 feet, and it takes half of your movement to leap. Or it's like double movement, I guess. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I've got 40-foot movement speed right now.
Jesus.
I can bonus action dash, baby.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
as soon as the rogue came into play, no matter what his tricks were, like, he was never gonna get away. He almost did yesterday. It was really close.
Right. He almost, yeah. It was very impressive. I'm wondering whether we should
alien?
investigate down these stairs or do that later.
I'm pretty curious. I like to open every door I possibly can. It's
Yeah, I'm
gotten
the
me
same
in
way.
trouble before. Last week.
Last week, exactly, actually. I was a big fan of the smug knock knock opening the door to a bunch of monsters. Every other room's been empty.
It's a nice note. Now,
How was
did
I
I,
supposed to know?
did I understand correctly when we came down here, we passed one open door before we came into this room?
Yes, and it would appear that the office that you were just in was likely that same room.
Oh, I gotcha. I got you. So even though the office is over here and we came in over here, it's likely we probably looped around maybe over the top of this thing, and so
Yeah.
that's where we saw. Okay, I got you. So yeah, it just means this staircase is unexplored, but other than that, everything else we've taken a look at down here.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, I'll be right back.
Geark, don't you think about going anywhere? How's Miles and his feet?
Oh, they're fine.
Crisis averted.
Yeah, he was just carrying a stack of books vertically, and he just let them go, and they just dropped on his toes. And
Yeah,
yeah,
A learning
So-
experience, you know.
absolutely.
right now he's just cooing to himself in the other room. How's it going, kiddo? What you doing? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, is that comfy? I told Oliver and I think Tyler earlier today. He had a sippy cup earlier at about his nap time. And he was laying on the couch, and all of a sudden he gets up and he sprints across the room to me where I'm sitting in a different chair, and he asks me to he sets his cup down on the floor. He asks me to move, and I get up for him, and he throws himself onto the chair and then closes his eyes and immediately passes out.
All right,
And
well,
I was like, huh?
dude knows where he needs to sleep, apparently. Like, all right.
What? Colors? Colors. You want to draw? Okay, let's get the pencils. And there's your book. There you go. Book. All right, June, you back? Muted. Do I assume no?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. And Ted, you back?
Yeah.
All right, great. All right. So Serena is taking a captive and a captive of a different kind up to the infirmary. What else is happening? Oh,
Yeah.
Beckett's going with her.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick around and poke around in that down that stairwell.
Okay. I believe the stairway goes up.
Oh, great.
Let me find out.
Well, and if it makes your life any easier while you're looking,
Mm-hmm.
right? If there's an extensive situation at the other end of this staircase, right? Then Gladys isn't gonna poke around all that much. Like, she's probably gonna go up or down. Well, if it's down, she's gonna poke around and see if it's like a storeroom or something. But if there's another hallway with a bunch of doors, she'll just take note of that and head back up. If it's going
Mhm.
back up, she'll probably follow it a little further, thinking that it'll just let her out somewhere else in the library.
And that is exactly what it does. It takes you out into the library.
Great. In that case, I'll do the same thing. I'll scratch use a nail to scratch a bookshelf next to that exit, so I've got a better chance at finding it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if Wisteria has not come with me, I will sort of go back down and check on her and see what she's doing. And if she has, then I will just head to the infirmary to meet Serena and Beckett.
Okay.
Wisteria will come with you. But if before you just find it goes back out into the library, I'll like hold up the amulet and be like, "You want to take a look around somewhere? Now's our chance."
Well, I think I'd rather ask permission again than steal the amulet of the guy that Oddwald had knocked out and imprisoned.
You're no fun. She tosses the amulet to you.
Well, maybe not, but I think we'll be rewarded for this.
Okay. I don't think I got to. I think I forgot to mention this. Some of the pages that you guys discovered around the lab and in the study as well were very obviously, to some of you, pages that had been taken out of the books you guys had been researching. There's still a significant amount that appears to be missing. Like, this doesn't like fill in the gaps, but you would be able to recognize a couple things that would have helped before.
Gotcha.
Okay, then we'll just have everybody meet up at the infirmary, where the attending physician seems quite surprised that in the middle of the night there has been some incident, and then also quite shocked to see someone who has been banned from the university here and unwell.
Yeah,
Now, Oddwald's been helping us with your cobble frat. That situation has been resolved. Oddwald's been real helpful, haven't you, Oddwald?
He does not say anything.
I punch him in the back of the head. Be nice, Oddwald.
It has been resolved.
I mean, are we just gonna believe him about that?
Well, that's a good point, Beckett. I mean, one cobble freight situation has been resolved. If there's more than one, then they're still out there.
I have not had access to enough corpses to amass a second. That was the only one.
Okay. I was trying to leave that part out when we were discussing things in front of the medic here, but okay. Point is, these two need some of your assistance.
The physician nods and begins their examination, revealing that what would be required for the resuscitation of Mordain would be dispel magic, and then a curse must be removed from Oddwald, which he can do the second, but not the first. As a matter of preparedness for the day.
And you, Oddwald, anything you can do to help our librarian friend here?
Not with my hands tied.
I will untie his hands and just keep a hand on his shoulder and just say, "Go ahead, try me."
He rolls his eyes and oh, do you need a material component for dispel magic?
That's an excellent question.
Nope. All right. All right. And he has to make a check. 'Cause it's a higher level. Okay. He manages to dispel the muggy grayness around Mordain, whose eyes flick open with a start, and he gasps, searching for breath. Oh, where am I? Am I in the infirmary?
Yes,
we-
yes, you are.
What has
There was
happened?
you just get some. You just rest right now. There's enough time for that in the morning.
Very well. All right, gang. What are you doing now?
Is
Well-
the
Should we
The
wake
physician
the
is going to summon some of the perch guard who are stationed here for the sake of the necromancer.
Well, Oddwald, the question then becomes, with no Cobblefrat, you are the one who seems to know the most about this aspect. What is our best path for its destruction?
There might be something, but it is a deep legend. It may not even be as tangible as a soul siphon. Granted that I am not immediately incarcerated and summarily executed or any such punishment, I should be able to assist in determining the reality of this artifact. A fool's errand, but perhaps. It might be the only thing that can be done now.
So does that mean now you want to talk to the Dean and Nightseed?
I don't think that it will have been it would have been an option at any point to avoid them.
Well, what do you think? Should we wake the Dean and Nightseed now, or should we leave Oddwald with the Perch Guard? Do this first thing in the morning.
I think a rest would benefit us all, but I do want to make sure that these perch god understand they are not to take Oddwald out of here. Not until we have all spoken to the dean.
He may be brought to the jail on campus for the night. It'll be secure enough. Mordain offers.
I don't imagine that Oddwald's going to try running away again. Isn't that right, Oddwald?
He looks up at you but doesn't say anything.
If we could keep him here, I think it'd be a lot easier on all of us.
Now look, Oddwald. I know you and I have had our considerable differences, but what I said when we first started talking still holds true. Right? A little humility and a little contrition, and there's still a good shot you can unfuck this. So please, don't try and run. Can you promise me that you'll be here in the morning?
Make a persuasion check. He says nothing but nods.
All right, I clap him on the shoulder. Say, to the perch guard that's in the room, I leave it up to you. I don't know where the most secure place to keep him is, but I trust that you do. Just let us know where you're going to keep him so that we can come meet him first thing in the morning.
They say they're going to take him to one of the jail cells, just because it'll be an arcanic dampener, and they can keep an eye on him.
That good with everybody?
Well, it has to be.
That's good with me. And boy, I could use some sleep.
Okay. Then all of you guys can return to your dorms and take a long rest. Put a smiley face in chat when you're finished.
I gotta admit, I'm real curious what Beckett's dorm room looks like.
It's a mess.
Yeah, I bet.
It's a mess. It's not like gross or anything.
Mhm.
It's just
Long rest, June.
Oh yeah, that's right. Whoops.
I think
Yeah, I think it's a long rest.
I said long rest, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It'll mean, because you guys were up till midnight, like, you guys are going to be getting up late, but you get a long rest.
Get up at the crack of noon.
I was gonna say me, but I work openings now, so I get about like 2, 3.
Oh, Christ.
Oh,
Wild.
God.
It sucks because I
It's
can't go to sleep
so-
until like midnight, so I have like I nap for sleep.
Oh,
Oh,
I
baby
know.
girl.
Sleep, guys.
That's not
Tell me
good.
you at least,
It's
like,
not good.
when you go home, like, get some real sleep after work. 'Cause I used to work opening at a gym, and I had to be there at 4:45, and that's basically what I do. You need to make sure you're getting enough sleep.
I wish I could tell you that.
Oh,
Oh, honey.
Hey, sometimes I do, but I've been busy. How do you think all those cover videos made it up like weekly?
Yeah, no, that was the thing, is like, I was like, you keep busy. You
Yeah.
keep busy.
There's no way that those go up weekly if I take like hour naps and make time for my partner and relaxation, which I don't do a lot of, and work on my own stuff at the same time. But yeah, it happens sometimes. Sometimes I'm just too beat at the end of the work week and I just fucking come home and pass out. Or I swing by McDonald's because I didn't eat much in the day, get
Oh,
my
fuck.
ginormous order, and then fucking pass out in a food coma.
I could crush some McD's right now.
I could crush the McD's as well. Actually, I couldn't because that was also my last meal. I haven't eaten anything. I haven't eaten anything but fast food since yesterday. So
Oh, God.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
June, do you
wanna-
need to be held?
I absolutely do, Sarah.
Okay.
I'm sorry for sidetracking this, but
No, it's fine. My instincts to care have kicked in, and I need to hold you and pet your head. Okay. All right. I'm assuming everyone is long rested. Yeah.
yes, sorry.
oh
Yeah,
hey, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. The next morning, there is summons to bring you to the jail, where Winstead and Nightseed, and what the Mordain intend on being as well. For any further conversation you would like to have with Oddwald. Yeah. One of the floating buildings, one of the towers, drifts near enough to a dock so that you all may access the jailhouse, where many perch guard, not many actually, only like 5 or 6 in house currently, are around to indicate the cell where the good doctor is held. There is a clear barrier, invisible barrier between him and you all, which and you all includes the other members of faculty who have been invited here. Who do you want to talk to?
Beckett is like standing like backing away, just like, I don't feel like I'm supposed to be here right now. I think I'm actually supposed to be in class. I have no idea, honestly.
This is the first time in weeks that Beckett has thought to himself, like,
I
oh
wanna
shit,
go
I
to
should probably be
class."
in class. Yeah. All right, so I will, I guess, address the Dean Winsworth, and Professor Nightseed, and just explain. Well, we've obviously found Oddwald here. We determined that he was behind the attempt on our life with the shadows in the library, and a second attempt on our life last night when we caught him. Furthermore, it turns out that he's behind the Cobble Fright. He believes that its ability to act as a soul siphon will, or is instrumental in getting rid of the aspect of fire, which, as it turns out, he's also responsible for releasing.
Sorry, nothing's happening. He's just laughing.
It's fucking great. He led us last night to a secret laboratory, which I'll be more than happy to show you, where he swore that he could control the Cobble Fright that was held within. That, of course, turned out to be a lie, but we dispatched it, and the corpse is still down there. Upon further investigation, we found the librarian in sort of a stasis. Now, in Oddwald's defense, he was affected by some curse of the Cobble Fright, so I have no idea how much, if at all, that affected his judgment. And as misguided as it seems to me, he does at least seem intent on destroying this aspect of fire, which is ravaging the scorched groves currently. We have some of his notes, many of which appear to be some of the missing pages from the various books we've been researching. I'm curious as to whether or not this notion of a soul siphon that he has, is that something that would actually be effective in helping to bring down this aspect of fire?
If I may interject, could it be, I guess, conjured in a form that isn't the Cobblefrite itself? Because there have been some difficulties, proven difficulties controlling it. That's
The members of faculty who are with you now are all visibly repulsed and horrified by the things you are saying. And the deepening explanation of the Cobblefrite itself makes Nightseed look as if she might be ill. These three bird folk seem very distraught. And it becomes very apparent when she settles herself a little bit, smoothing feathers. Nightseed says, "Out of the question. Absolutely out of the question. In no facility would it be possible to violate the laws of nature in such a way as to steal the life force of any entity, a construct, an elemental, what have you. That is reprehensible in every degree."
Okay, slow down. Right? No one's arguing otherwise. Right? But right now, I'm just concerned or curious, right, as to whether or not it would even work. Right? In other words, is Oddwald just absolutely insane? And he's just making stuff up that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Right?
I will not entertain the thought.
do you have a better plan?
I thought theoretical necromancy was your area. We are asking for theory, not anything else.
Somebody make a persuasion check. Then tell me what you roll.
Not the best at it, but I'm at least trained.
I am trained and have charisma, I guess. I don't know.
I can assist.
Okay. Assist. 25.
25?
Mm-hmm.
Nightseed says, "Everything I have been able to discover so far indicates that the aspect of fire must, as a flame particle on its own, it maintains its own power so long as it is lit. It is very likely that some sort of force or field that were used to impede its re-spark would be necessary for its destruction. But such necromantic craft is forbidden for a reason."
Well, I mean, this is sort of an emergency circumstance. I'm sure if you made one and had a bunch of eyes on it, it would not fall into the wrong hands if it was, say, destroyed or dispelled after use against this thing. It's a collective effort, and if you have people with good intentions all around it with eyes on it and communicating to each other, it can't fall into the wrong hands. Or if anyone gets hurt, it's going to be a fraction of the cost of, the whole wood burning. And even then, with the whole wood burnt down, what then? If you survivors don't have anybody else, at least if this thing still exists, we know it's out there and we can find it and dispel it if somebody happens to run off with it.
The dean puts a claw on her shoulder and says, perhaps it would be a good idea to investigate other means of impeding its regeneration. Necromancy doesn't have to be the end all for this.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I have access to his research. I don't have access to the things I've been trying to get access to for, I don't know, like since the first week I've been here.
Well, research takes time.
Yeah, and I found a topic that happened to be restricted and wouldn't have any necromantic ties. It's conjuration, it's evocation, it's that sort of stuff. And yeah, I know it can be dangerous, but like, it's not rhythm ruining, at least.
Well, granted the complication of the circumstances, and granted that you have found some things in Oddwald's hands and all, and we will provide to you, naturally, still the faculty we have promised, and assist where we can, but perhaps we should grant you higher access. With such utility comes the sequence that should allow you to teleport back to the avium if necessary while you're out in the field. If I were to offer you such an amulet, perhaps then we could all be working a little bit faster and working together.
That sounds like a solution.
Although, as you can see, and he looks at Oddwald, who still looks, even though he has had his curse removed, still looks very tired. Please understand the severity behind this responsibility.
I do, and if you don't trust me, you can have guard on me. I don't care. I just need to do the research. I don't have ill intentions, but whatever makes you comfortable with knowing that for sure.
I feel like I don't mean to be rude, but I feel like it's all of y'all that don't understand the real severity here. There is an aspect. Wisteria here is from Ashborough. I think Wisteria, out of everybody in this room, knows better the cost of what is going on and the dangers associated with it than anyone in this room, especially you sitting here in this university completely ignoring what's going on. You can get upset about what the methods that are going to be needed to fight this thing, but unless there is something else, that's what's going to be needed. Because the other option is for everything else to burn, including your university.
Well, it can't burn. It's made of stone. They're using this,
Stone
or rather,
can
it's
burn.
petrified. Yeah, it can get really hot under the collar, but I'm sure they have some sort of backup plan. I mean,
I don't think that aspect of I don't think that creature is going to leave this place. Is my point.
Yeah, that's
If
fair.
it was throwing boulders into the woods towards Alderheart, what do you think it's going to do when it comes here? It's a creature of fire and stone, I believe is how you put it, Oddwald. What do you think it's going to do here to your precious university?
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I think we all agree that we want to put an end to this aspect of fire. And as
And my
you
point
said,
to them, and Serena gestures to the dean and whatever, fuck the
Nightseed.
Nightseed. Thank you.
Mm.
You may not like the method that's going to have to be used, but it might have to be used. Or you can keep your principles and die with them, but that seems sort of counterproductive to me.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think we all want to put an end to this aspect of fire, and although some of us have seen more of its damage firsthand than others, clearly we all agree that it poses a grave and imminent threat. And Professor Nightseed, as you yourself said, right, to end it, there will need to be some element that can interrupt the reignition of its spark. Right? And right now, the only indication that, or the only instance or knowledge we have of something that can do that is this soul siphon feature, right, of the Cobble Fray. Now,
Well,
there may be other things that can do that. I know Oddwald here, right, was talking about some artifact that he thought was, sort of a last-ditch effort, right? But perhaps, he can share some information about that with us, right? If you've got other ideas, right, we'd love to hear them, right? But once again, right, you yourself acknowledge that we need to find something to interrupt the aspect's ability to reignite its spark. Am I understanding that correctly?
she gives a heavy sigh and nods.
Okay, great. Let's focus on that. Wisteria's got some research ideas that you have so graciously provided some, higher access for us, right? Cobblepot, for all of his craziness, right? And insanity and, murderous attempts on me and my friends, right? He is trying to do whatever he can do to end this aspect of fire that, once again, like an idiot, he let out. So please, right? We don't like it any more than you do, but if we can't come up with something else, we need you to start thinking about the safest way to do that which you would otherwise never dream of doing.
Uh, Oddwald kind of clears his throat and says, "And I think I know where to begin looking, though it is as close to chasing a fairy tale as we possibly can get." And the other members of faculty look at him. Their expressions of disgust still rather prominent. And he says, "There is a tale of an artifact It is called the Borealis. And it has been forged from fractals of the aspect of ice. And such power within could staunch the flow of this creature's magical, life-giving energy, its own rhythm.
Wisteria stomps her foot on the floor. Is like, yes! I fucking told you! Sorry. Go on.
But it is a legend. There is no way to know that it exists, hence my foray into the practical necromantic art. That is a surety. That is something that is real. That is something that has proven to exist. But
Yeah. But, I mean, this aspect of ice also existed, so there being pieces of it around doesn't make no sense. Oh, and, I mean, like, there's a school of magic associated with elementals. You know that, right? I'm sure if you did some research down that path, you'd find it.
anyway, he kind of glares at you.
Wisteria glares back.
I might know where to begin research if I am permitted access to the archives again. I had already been looking in a couple of different avenues, but there's very little to go on. If I am granted freedom, I can help. And the dean looks at all of you and also looks at Mordain as the resident archivist and says, "Oh, you all had to fight him and survived, and, well, this doesn't seem particularly wise in my mind, but what do you all think?"
I'm of the opinion that there has already been loss of life, and this creature is intent upon causing all kinds of mayhem. I think if this artifact has a chance of doing what we need it to do, to try to prevent this aspect from burning down our wood, then I think it is something that we have to look into.
Yes, I agree, but I'd leave him under watch of the perch guard while he's doing his research.
Oh, I can accompany him if you want. She sort of giggles. That'd be more than enough punishment.
Would, Oddwald, would you work faster? I suppose it's a question of where you would be the fastest in getting this thing done.
Naturally, in the archives.
And in the meantime, to find this, well, the archives are to pinpoint this artifact, correct?
Say that one more time.
The archives is to try to find this artifact.
Oh, in order to discover whether, like, to get any information about it that could exist, about where it might be, what exactly it is, all that.
Yeah. I think that's an avenue we have to investigate, especially if we are rightly against trying to piece together another Cobble Frat, which, again, doesn't seem like it will be enough on its own. I think this is a safer alternative.
Very well. If
Wait a second. Are you telling me I gotta spend more time with Oddwald?
well, not if you want him to be arrested, incarcerated. I'm taking suggestions.
Son of a
Mr. Professor
bitch.
Dean guy, I
Who
was
are
just
you?
oh yeah, I'm Beckett Pearlspring. I'm a third year artificer, and I was
Okay.
well, I helped a little bit. These people, I stumbled upon them and helped them beat the big bone monster thing last night. And I was just, while we've got you here, my friend, he'll point over towards Gladys. I don't know if I ever learned your name or any of y'all's names. Um, anyways,
Sorry.
I think they were saying something about maybe possibly doing like what did you call it? Like uh
An independent study.
an independent study. Like a where I could like not be at school and still get credit for having been at school.
Oh, sure. Shrugs his shoulders.
Fuck yeah.
We'll work out all the details later.
Yeah, right. Uh, anyway, if everyone is, well, maybe not comfortable is the right word, because it doesn't feel as if anyone except dear Mr. Pearlspring here is incredibly comfortable, then Oddwald should be granted access to the archives for the sake of researching this artifact, the Borealis? Yes.
Yeah.
How do we know when that research is done?
I mean, I'll be there
And
with him again.
well,
So
I mean, I asked the question because if he's going to be free until such time as the research is completed, then isn't he disincentivized to complete the research?
There is a generations old prophecy within my rookery that says a member of our line would be the one to heal the wood from the great calamity that birthed the scorched grove. I have no children, and I am an only child. I intend to ensure that the scorched grove and the aspect of fire are quelled before I die.
All right, then. What do you say we start over from square one, you and I?
Yes.
All right, it looks like research it is. Gladys will also offer to show them the secret entrances and all of that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, this is going to take a few days. So we got a few days downtime, as well as access to an amulet that once per day allows you to teleport to the avium, to the faculty-exclusive teleportation circle. And some access to some uncommon magic items. Each of you have the opportunity to select one, depending on what it is. We'll talk, but most things are on the table. And the last thing is, I want to know what you guys want to do for a few days while Oddwald is hard at work with Mordain.
That is a good question.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I know that at some point Gladys is going to have to go find a wood shop or something to replenish her nails. But no reason to RP that. I'd figure, assuming one exists around here.
If anyone knows where it is, Beckett does.
And yeah, I guess. Hey Beckett, you need any help packing your stuff up?
Oh shit! I haven't even thought about having to pack a bag. I've been living out of that apartment for a long time, and how can I don't even. How do you
Well,
pack a workshop into a bag?
So the apartment, it doubles as your apartment and your workshop?
Well, I live like okay. Well, I have a room that's on the other side of campus, but I actually like crash in the back closet at the school's forge. And I'm not supposed to,
Gotcha.
so don't tell anybody. But yeah, there are some nails there if you need some.
Oh, sweet.
I haven't been without like a work table in a while. Maybe I could like build one that like, collapses down into like a briefcase or something.
Well, I'm pretty handy with a nail. If you want to get to building something, we could give that a shot.
All right. Well, I think I need to do some like last minute tweaks and modifications, and I'll pack up some tools for the road. Nothing too fancy, I guess. Oh man. I know what I'll do. I can make a bag that can hold a bunch of stuff. Yep, that's what I'll do. I'm going to be working on that for a little bit.
Okay, so you're going to be working on making a big bag. Got it.
Well, it's a little bag, but the inside's really big.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking. I think I've seen one of those before. You can do that?
Yeah, it's not too difficult. It's kind of like, second year stuff.
You're going to do great in this independent study. Just great.
Awesome. All right. What's Wisteria doing?
If possible, I would like to be present near the research so I could absorb some of what's going on. I promise I
Yeah.
won't be annoying.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. And Serena?
Serena is going to speak to the necromancer, whose name I've already forgotten again. I keep wanting to say Nightseed.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh my god, I finally got it right.
Glinda Nightseed.
Glinda Nightseed. She is trying to get insight into Nightseed's methods for returning the dead to actual life instead of animation.
Mm-hmm. As much as she is able to theorize, she understands that it is, the siphoning of a part of the rhythm that creates animated dead, and being able to channel that and find a soul and all is an expensive procedure, and she's just trying to figure out how you can trim the fat on that. It's complicated, but you're intelligent. You have a pretty good understanding of what it is she is trying to do, but you also know that obviously this is her life's work.
Mhm.
And she asks you what causes such deep interest.
Well, before we, I have only been with this group since they've arrived here. Before that, my husband was traveling with them, and he lost his life against a group of bandits on the road. I have been shown that we will be together again, and I'm just trying to understand exactly what my options might be. I don't know exactly how that is, just that it is.
Understood. Perhaps if there is good fortune between that time where you are reunited and after I have been able to make some progress, we should speak again.
That would be mighty helpful. Thank you. For now, his body is being kept at the Temple of Gesmi. I have kept instructions for them to repose him every 10 days, but that will not last forever. You understand?
Of course. Folks such as yourself are the exact reason I work as I do.
It is important work, and I know that not everybody can avail themselves of it, but those who go as my Roderick did, then, well, I'd very much like his light back in this world.
She nods. All right. Anything else for this for your downtime? You have 5 days, so if that affects your guys' spell slots or known spells, take advantage of that. The rules of the Avium still apply, where if you are a caster with known spells, you have an additional spell of to swap per day if you so wish to take advantage of it. And any spell you have access to as a wizard, you can copy for cost if you'd like. Okay. All right. Let's see. At the end of the 5 days, the accumulated knowledge that Oddwald can present to you is more about what he has what he has learned, amounts to him recounting that he stumbled across the legend of the Borealis many years ago, but only since returning to the Avium has he been able to find a collection of laboratory notes that claim to be from the wizard who crafted it. It's a little obscure. Because of these notes, Oddwald concedes that such an item could have been created. If it was indeed constructed, its power would not only be tremendous, but also uniquely suited to counter the elemental energies of the aspect of fire. Based on this research, he has theorized the best way to use the Borealis, along with the Conjuration Circle, he has theorized a way to use the Borealis along with the Conjuration Circle to reseal the aspect. However, this isn't something he could test, and coupled with the uncertainty of the Borealis' existence, it seemed like this avenue was too small of a chance to succeed. Since his recent research on spell crafting, trying to study and understand the Cobblefright's siphon soul, or soul siphon, he has hit upon some new documents which have increased his confidence in the chance of success for a ritual that uses the Borealis. There is no way to be certain, but there is a possibility that, granted the right equipment and the time, the aspect could be resealed.
Well, sounds like we have a plan then. Well, start of a plan. Well, we have an idea.
Oh,
Well,
a whiff of a hint of an
Yeah.
idea of a plan.
but at least it doesn't require digging up bodies and having that thing go berserk again.
No, I agree. Although I do think Professor Nightseed and the necromancers here should spend some time considering that very option, just in case we can't find this Borealis. Do we have any idea where to start looking for it?
Yes. I have a vague enough idea.
All right, so I guess that means you're coming with.
Yes.
And what time of day approximately are we talking about now?
Evening of day 5.
All right. So, is this something we need to make special preparations for, or is everybody going to be ready to depart in the morning?
Everyone take advantage of the artificer's utility, and otherwise I should be ready tomorrow.
Wonderful.
All right. If that is all, then we'll call it there for tonight.